Hello, my name is Travis Hedges-Williams. I'm the writer-director of this movie, and I play Marty.
Hello, I'm Kurt. I'm that guy right there. I play him.
And I'm Jeffrey J. Johnson, and that was shot in my kitchen.
And it's been color corrected to make it look like night.
I was wrong.
Yeah, see how your walls are kind of blue? It makes it look nighty.
And that's the same suit I wore in the first movie.
But disheveled. And look, you're wearing your Ellen DeGeneres bracelet here.
I am. It's a new wedding ring since the last movie.
New what?
No.
Well, they've been trying to sort of, breathe some new life into the marriage, so maybe new rings was part of that. You have a new tattoo in this movie that you didn't in the last one.
Incidentally, given our discussion for the first movie, I'm also wearing a brand new watch.
And look, FF, Hidden Nutcracker, right next to Buddha on the top there.
And Miles Davis.
And look, Marty's in a new quilt.
Well, what did you think?
And he has a friend.
Yeah, see, we're implying that this is Marty's apartment that he was able to get.
We're implying a lot more than that in this scene.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and say it,
Which
folks.
is why in the next scene we talk about Marty's sexuality. Because it was a little ambiguous in the first movie, so I was going to be clear. And this scene
Really?
is in
This
here.
cleared it up.
Let's just give credit where credit's due to. Kenny walked away with this scene. No one heard any dialogue in this scene. Kenny just walked away with it.
It's true, because he's and if you notice in this scene, I never looked to my left. Because I knew if I looked at him, I was going to lose it.
The best part about this whole thing was, Jeff, you can keep the peanut butter when we're done.
Nope.
And then Jeff saw what was happening with the peanut butter, and was like, yeah, no.
I didn't know it was possible to molest peanut butter.
But the funny thing is, I gave him that jar. He did scoop a little bit of it out to start. But he fingered a good portion.
That room smelled like peanut butter.
He ate a lot of peanut butter.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting to look at. And the bad thing is, I'm sitting there next to him smelling it, just in the saliva and peanut butter.
Oh!
It was it was pretty gross.
I don't quite understand.
And there's one of my lines.
Where Taylor Swift is shooting a music video. Contact of mine is going to get us in with.
So yeah, with this movie, the first one was very much a road trip movie. I didn't want to necessarily repeat that in this movie, so it's more of a destination movie. Rather than the first movie, which was they have a lot of trouble getting from point A to point B, in this one they get to point B, and that's where all the hilarity happens.
See right there, everybody was looking at Kenny right now.
Entertainment liaisons, thank you. How much can you get for that camera thing? Clint, go back to bed.
And see, he's named Clint. If you notice, all the characters in this movie and the other movie are named after country music performers.
You did name him after Clint Black.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As opposed to...
Clint Eastwood,
That would not be a country music star.
Yeah.
No.
But
Aside
Marty...
from that one foray into the musical he tried in the 70s.
Marty, Irwin, and Maines are actually named after the Dixie Chicks. I don't think anybody's ever actually caught that.
Yes, and a waffle while you're up.
That was an ad-lib.
It
The waffle was an
Yeah,
ad-lib?
the whole thing.
Yeah, the waffle.
He went nuts on that.
Because the waffle ad-lib fits perfectly into the world outside of these movies.
Yes, it does. But that was because in rehearsal we came up with that. He tried that. Because the line as scripted was just...
Okay, let me just say, I think we're all glad that I convinced Travis to take the minivan. Let me also just say how funny it is that a 6-foot-something dude is folded up in that back seat.
Yeah,
trying not to be seen in the shot.
Tyler, who plays the production assistant, is actually in the back seat. And there's actually a cheat in here. I don't think I've even had the chance to tell y'all this. There's a chance, you actually did see him in the bottom left of the frame. So I had to actually sort of crop this shot. So I sort of hide it when Jeff hands the camera back to me in a minute.
Huh.
I cheat in and I added some sound effects to make it sound like he pressed some buttons.
Huh. Also, those glasses are hilarious, but they gave me a giant headache.
They're really hard to see through.
You let me wear them for a second, and I was ill.
Yeah, those little... you would think that you just see out of them, but no, you actually see all those little dots.
Little holes. It was painful.
Yeah, this was one of those times I had that writer-actor problem of the writer in me was like, Marty's in his pajamas the entire movie, it's hilarious. But the actor in me was like, no.
It's really hot in flannel pajamas in Austin.
Let's give him a change of clothes so he looks semi-decent. So I did...
This is my favorite joke.
I like that joke.
Did you purposely not turn fully to the camera until your line about Ellen to reveal? Look right there. See, you can just barely see his shorts-covered butt.
Yes, I did purposely.
Hey, it's
hold the
me!
reveal. This is the weakest of the links, I think. The One Direction shirt joke. It's a weak link.
No, see, I think it's hilarious.
I think it's
It makes my character seem extremely stupid.
Well,
I think it's one of those.
Well,
It's one of those that takes me out of it, and I know that Travis did it to make fun of Jeff.
what scares
that's not true at all. I got it in there because Taylor dated Harry Styles of One Direction.
Oh, all right. More research I didn't know.
That's true. He's right. I'll back him up.
Okay, I'm not saying he's wrong.
And see, here we had to continue the
Do you
mains
remember
getting
the
car
weird
sick
guy
problem.
who came up before?
Yeah, some guy was. Of course, you know you're in Austin, so some guy was talking. What was it? He's working on a
Video
documentary.
film production or something.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he turned out to be an out-of-work paparazzi. Let's
His name was
just call a spade a spade. He was an out-of-work paparazzi.
Yeah, like if we had, but see, this is early on the Sunday morning. This is our last day of shooting. This is early on Sunday. Like, if we had actually shot this during a normal hour, the street would have been packed with people and cars.
It was early. It was
very
8.
early.
That's because we wanted to get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah, we wanted to go home. And look, I'm putting on socks, but I don't know why I bothered since you couldn't see them. If only the cameraman had told me that.
All right.
What?
I'm literally sitting in between two of you. Don't make this awkward.
If a nice cameraman had been like, hey dude, I see that you're going to great effort to put on your socks and shoes every take, but I can't see your feet. Ergo, you don't need to do this.
This whole button thing plays out weird.
It's because you can't really see it very... Like, you see I'm purposely holding it to the camera, anticipating that my cameraman is not telling me if I could see the kitten button or not.
Anyway, moving on. It's the whole pinning it on thing feels weird. The kitten button later works out, but the pinning it on is like, this is weird.
Well, it's to establish this idea that the
I
man
gotcha.
is following them. I liked this idea of this veiled threat.
And
And of
you want
course...
me to act or film? Both.
I wanted, this movie is Irwin's movie. The first one is Marty's movie. This one's Irwin's movie.
There's your sock.
Yeah.
Oh, holy, this was so hot. This whole shooting thing.
This was
I
still
lost-
early in the morning, though.
I know, but I
Yes.
lost 97 pounds shooting this movie.
97, not 96.
No, not 96, 97.
97. But it's a shame since your goal was 98.
It was.
Oh, and did you notice that your cell phone ring is a hockey buzz?
No.
Yeah, it's a hockey buzzer.
It's awesome.
But have you caught your ringtone later? I didn't get to ask you after the premiere.
I didn't.
It's a very quick, very subtle joke. You have to kind of know it's there, and that's one of the reasons I like it. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But fun fact, like the end of this chase scene that's coming up is meant to end in the fountain, like the big famous UT Austin fountain.
That was all.
But we're shooting this in the summer, so the fountain was off.
That was a bit of a problem.
It's kind of neat that they run through the waterless fountain and there was still like a little trickle. It was nice because we didn't have to ADR the dialogue there, but it was a little disappointing that I didn't get to jump in the nice cool fountain. And I'm pretty sure this thing we're about to run through is a fountain.
Yes.
Do you have any Wonderstruck here right now?
I do not own Taylor's perfume Wonderstruck. I do know somebody who had some and used to wear it, and
So you can
I
get
have
it
smelt
at any CVS or Walgreens.
It's
Yes.
expensive.
All cologne / perfume is expensive.
Yeah, see, that's another fountain that's off.
Well, yeah.
Our good friend Tyler Grazaffi right there.
And here's
He
the
was
song.
he was the
from
one
first
folded
movie.
into the. Here's our homage to the first movie.
But see, this shot, like somebody running all the way from camera, one side of the camera to the other.
This was a hard shot.
That's a very Hedges Pictures shot. In fact, it was years later that I realized that I keep doing that shot.
This is right about the time where I realized that I was as wet from sweat as if we had been in a pool.
And we see Tyler.
This was
come
something we
from
sort of
right
thought
to
up
left.
the day of.
We did. We just kind of got to the campus and.
Yeah, I had some idea. I had very clear ideas of what I wanted, or more of what like sequentially had to happen in the beats of this chase. But we improv a little bit.
By the way, sidebar: I had never heard the term jorts until this particular.
Tyler, and now here's the great thing about Tyler's character. I just said to Tyler, douchebag PA.
And he
ran with it. He created it. He created the whole thing. And he made those jorts himself.
I had never heard that term. I like it. Under Armour shorts, Under Armour shoes. Just saying.
I'm wearing pajama pants from Walmart.
And hating every
This
moment
was
of
the
it right
last
now.
shot of the film.
That is not true at all, Jeff.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
But-
right, I'm wrong.
But we
Yes.
only got one take at this.
Yeah, we got one take.
Travis
What
was
was the last
really
shot of the
paranoid
film?
that Jeff was going to get it wrong.
Well,
I'm,
this
was the last shot
shot
of
of
the
the film.
You're right.
see?
Because I was wet. And okay, fun fact, that's the Harry Ransom Center. That's a very famous library and archive. Listen to the ringtone. Ringtone.
What would Ellen do? Hey, Kenny, you got
I can't hear it.
It's Dory going, just keep swimming. just
Oh,
keep swimming.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's very quick. And I wanted it to where you just got to be like, what? Like, you don't realize you've heard it, so it's there.
Uncle Marty says hi.
And it wasn't in, like, I was literally burning the movie out for the premiere. 'Cause
After
that
this,
wasn't
I
in
may have
there.
to go home and watch Finding Nemo now.
Yeah, I had thought about doing that, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And then I was literally, it was the last thing, I was just about to burn the final print of the movie. I was like, you know what? I'm throwing it in. Oh, and here, okay, fun fact, Cinema Magic, right here we're in Austin, and now we whip around, Baton Rouge.
Oh, these three were a trip. I'll be honest with you girls, I don't even remember names. Y'all are a trip though.
This tent is set up in my living room.
If you've never set up a large tent in an apartment,
It took up my entire living
It
room.
was very hard to film.
You are.
It really was.
Tammy, and this is Patsy. And
Okay, another fun fact, that sitar music you're hearing is actually a Taylor Swift song arranged for sitar.
Tea party room.
I forget which one it is, but it's there. This one and the next one.
That's sort of like the Bible in Klingon. What's the point?
Why not?
What do you offer your turn?
And fun fact, do you know how many pictures of Taylor there are on the tent?
13! Wet Tic Tac.
Yeah, I really like that joke.
And I don't know if anyone noticed what Travis was going for, but we've got the three-headed monster kind of thing. We've got the sideways ponytail left and right, and the middle head, who is the brain of the operation.
Well, and they also have 13 on their cheeks, and
Yeah.
Loretta in the middle has it on both.
Well, I'm Erwin, and this is my brother Marty.
And this scene is really the centerpiece of the movie, I think.
Drove all the way to Tennessee to hand Taylor his sack. Bag.
I
Bag with something very.
like penis jokes.
What was in the bag?
And I love this joke.
Story.
Stalker we know from
Like, we were finally going to find out what's in the bag. And it's like, nah, no, we know.
You're the documentarian?
Well, he's actually.
And see, Marty doesn't trust maids at all.
I got
Which is not at all awkward or like real life.
What's your favorite Taylor music video?
the one with the guitar.
What?
The one where she walks around a lot.
Safe and sound from the
And Jeff, do you notice those Christmas lights hanging from those are the lights that were in your apartment for No Mutual Friends.
Mm.
So they got reused.
I am a hardcore Swiftling.
Yeah, and let me tell you, getting those pictures to stick to a tent,
It's like 47 pieces of tape.
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's really, really hard.
Which Jonas
Setting up the tent took several hours.
Yes, it did.
Well, I mean, setting up the tent itself wasn't too bad, but getting all the decor inside right.
I had really envisioned this shot to be back and forth headshots. I hadn't envisioned it the way you filmed
You thought it was like going to be that 70s show round table?
Yeah,
shot?
essentially.
I like it as the locked off wide shot. And that was the, I like these long takes. And we wanted to, and this is an effort to get Maines on camera more. Like,
No, I appreciate it. I'm not saying I don't. I just had it in my head when we were rehearsing it. I had it in my head as a very 70s show
Round table.
deal.
and we go to full black there, which is rare in a movie we do these days.
This at the premiere was epically hilarious.
Got applause.
People
Oh my
liked
God,
it.
people
Got
thought it
applause.
was great.
I will tell you, this was a nightmare to edit. An absolute
It was
nightmare.
kind of a pain in the ass to shoot.
It was, because things like this are very complicated, because we recorded us singing on a separate track, and we recorded obviously all this in separate little pieces, but the music you're hearing is actually the karaoke audio track separate too. So you've
I
got,
look bald, but I'm not. I have hair.
once again, he won't let me finish a sentence.
I'm just...
Girls.
And finding, getting the Rock Band video to interact was difficult. So this was a very, very complicated sequence to do.
And I have no idea how to play this game. I've never played it in my life.
Yeah,
I don't even know how that guitar thing works.
I meant to, because I do actually own the game. We should have played as character research. So yeah, the question here that people ask, hopefully they get too wrapped up in the narrative to care, but who's filming? Especially when the camera moves, you know, it's like right there, like who's doing that?
You know, I never thought about that.
Sounds to me like Travis didn't either.
It was just a conceit. I mean, I knew in envisioning this sequence, we're just gonna have to accept that to make it visually interesting, we're just gonna have to assume like the
Part
girls
of the reason
are,
it fades to black at the beginning.
yeah, it's just
It's separate from the narrative.
you know, it's a little hyper reality here, so their reaction shots really help.
I'm telling you, those three are hilarious.
They really are, and they knew their lines, which is nice.
Hey, I knew my lines in this movie. Shut up.
There's my.
That's why there's no blooper reel.
There
That's
there
true.
isn't.
There isn't.
That's kind of. It's a little disappointing. There really aren't any good bloopers other than Tyler dropping his coffee cups in the last
There is
shot.
no blooper reel for this film. I think that's a first in Hedges Pictures history.
I think you said there was one other one.
Well, I mean, it's very, very rare. I think there are others that have had few, but I don't think there just aren't very many
I
funny.
mean, we were
bloopers.
straight down to business on this.
Yeah, we were.
I never noticed your face right there. You take that shit way seriously.
Me?
No, Travis. That was awesome. How long did it take you to bedazzle the guitar?
4.5 to 5 hours.
All right.
Each one of those sequin or jewel things was put on there individually.
She is flawless. And her fans should be too.
And you notice all the girls have 13 on their hand.
Yes.
I think they did okay.
When we talked about doing a sequel, I was pretty adamant that we had to meet some other Taylor Swift fans in this movie. I felt it was just the natural progression of the story that we really need to meet other... Because Irwin's never been put in the position of having to meet Taylor Swift fans other than Marty, so I thought it was going to be a lot of fun to throw him... That was one of my seed ideas. If we're going to make it an Irwin movie, we have to make him suffer. And what could make him suffer more?
Now, this was a very stressful bit. I think we were all a little worried we were going to miss the bats, which was crazy because it turns out we had like a whole another 45 minutes.
Yeah, the bats... Well,
Before
it's,
the
Up, there we go. There
and
they
Kurt
are.
insisted on the Ellen underwear.
See,
joke.
now, but look, if I was hoping that you would pan, like, close in on the band so we could see they were...
Are you
so
disappointed in the
quick.
camera work?
On that particular one, I am. But I also think that we were
Look
so
how
stressed
perfectly
out and worried.
synchronized our turns are here.
Yeah.
Turn, and yeah, I just love that. Okay, this was this was fun to edit. I will admit. Just okay, I confess because we had Kurt record all those bat lines later,
Which
and
for
I
those
had
who-
them to play. Jeff, let me finish a sentence for the love of God.
I feel awkward.
I had all those takes of Kurt yelling bats and doing some of his Ellen pickup lines, so I threw him into that sequence because I thought it made it fun.
Which, by the way, was done in the backseat of a car at like midnight one night,
In front of your house.
in front of my house. It was awesome.
And this is color corrected as well, as you can tell, because it's really. We thought we wanted to shoot this at night, but then the Capitol's closed at night, and we didn't want that late night of a shooting, because knowing we wanted to shoot early in the morning. So it was like, okay, do we shoot this at night at not as good a location, or do we shoot it in the day and day for night and have it look a little weird? You see what choice we made.
We went for weird.
We did.
Was there? I mean, it could have been during the day though. In the end, I mean, we could have just conceded that it was evening.
Well, yeah, the idea here is that it's not full-blown night. It's
Yeah.
sort of still sort of twilighty.
I don't mind it until later when I have a great emotional moment. You can't see it because of the weird camera.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's,
But that's just my own selfishness as an actor.
Yeah, I get that. But of course, then this scene is meant to sort of mirror their Parthenon scene from the first movie. And I want to point out to our viewers at home that Jeff is checking his phone as we record this commentary at this moment.
I am.
Jeff is so bored with what we're doing that he is on
Jeff
his phone.
isn't on screen.
Technically, he's never not on screen. He's the cameraman. He's omnipresent. He's God.
Oh my God, Jeff is God.
Look, I like the guy lounging, camera left, look all the way over there. He's just hanging out. There's actually somebody climbing a tree at some point, too. It may be so dark you can't see it now, but...
I like the various tourists that walk by and thought we were people important.
Oh, it was great. Oh, and here
you
we...
just go with that.
Are you filming an Ellen episode? That's what wound up being the funniest. So we totally should have used it or thought about it
He
beforehand.
said we're filming
but
a bit.
any number of people just assumed we were filming some bit for Ellen, and we could have run with that and had a lot of fun.
We should have.
And here we have one of the first of our Austin act. We had two actors that...
This guy was great.
Yeah, Jeff's great. And Joe is great later.
Yeah.
But these were two actors that I hadn't met before, because I had gone online and tried to find some Austin actors and got in touch with these guys, and we met them both there, and I'm pleased to say they were very good. They were great to work with.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was glad we were able to pull it off. I was very nervous about it.
I bet they were too.
Yeah, but they were. Well, they had seen my work. I had sent them the link to the first movie, so they had seen it.
They were great.
They were. They were very nice. They were very talented. And it's nice because it's faces you haven't seen in Hedges Pictures before.
That's true.
If you follow all of our stuff.
All three of you that follow all of his stuff.
Exactly. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Jeff's mom.
My mom's never seen any of it. So. That's not true. She did see the spirits.
The one that's all Kurt all the time.
Well, she's my mom.
You're in this one constantly. Oh, look, Kurt, you're doing some brilliant acting here. You really are. Like I got a little misty.
It was awesome. This is where that, acting school training really came in.
Yeah. Marty, I've been with her for 2.5 decades.
Jesus, I think I have been. I love you, Joey.
And of course, we talked about, I'm thinking of, all the things it was like, well, this movie was designed to make Irwin as uncomfortable as possible. But we had talked about doing a sequel. This movie is 2 years after the first one, in terms of when we shot it. And we talked about it pretty much instantly.
I think we were talking about it on the way home.
Yeah, about what we would do, and we waited a long time because Kurt and I worked very closely on the story and we were both of the opinion that if we're going to do a sequel, we want to do it right. And my concern was I didn't want it to be about her reaction. I didn't want it to be about Taylor Swift.
Yeah. We had a lot of great participation from the people there in Austin who helped us get these shots.
We did. Like these people who were nice enough to point when we said point. Like point? Okay, you're pointing. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's the beauty of not being able to hear the dialogue.
Yeah.
All right, guys, look, we're just filming this thing. We're going to talk for a minute and then point in a direction. Ready?
Alamo Draft House.
They were playing the
Wolverine
movie, too. I was like, can we go? Can we go?
This guy. I think the camera work here is brilliant.
There's a great shot of some guys like rapping, like just making it up on the spot.
It's called freestyling.
That. And Jeff got footage of it, but I'm cropped out, like you can't see me or Irwin, so it didn't play in the sequence, but it exists and it's great. And this guy he's like, what, Taylor Swift? What the hell?
And this guy, do you know any Taylor Swift songs?
Yeah, I asked him if he knew any Taylor Swift.
No.
But no.
There were a lot of people looking at our shirt.
And she's like, I'm not.
I was entirely uncomfortable during this entire shot.
And it was awesome.
I hated every moment of wearing that shirt. I'm not going to lie to you.
And see the bar we're about to be in, Buffalo Billiards.
This was some crazy shit. Sorry.
Yeah, we drove to Austin and I didn't have a bar. Like I was just like, we're gonna just wander 6th Street and hope to find a bar.
Jeffrey and I were very close to just killing you.
I was like, guys, give me a minute. I'm gonna find a bar. We went to 6th Street early. It was like, and you can see in the windows behind us, it's bright daylight. And sure enough, we ended up with 2 options.
And a hot chick shooting pool.
I was gonna say, Joe, your wife is hot, bro.
Yeah, totally not distracting at all. The 40s pinup model behind us.
For real.
Okay, fun fact for those 3 of you who watch all the Hedges Pictures movies, Denise and Michael A. Westfall are actually behind Kurt. Denise, who has never been in a Hedges Pictures movie ever in 13 years, finally made her debut back there. And Tyler's back there, too.
Also, I want it to be known that I insisted that we be drinking Lone Star since we were in Austin, Texas.
Kurt did insist. Oh, and fun fact, that shot of whipped cream I took a minute ago...
That was gross.
Well, it had pretty much melted by the time we got to this. By this take, I had just stopped pressing the button. I just did it with a sound effect. Because you can't see it anyway. And of course, this is an homage to the first movie. I was careful not to overload... I tried very hard not to overload this movie with... I didn't want to do the Back to the Future thing, which is do the same... all the same bits, but slightly tweaked. Like, if we do a bit in this movie, I wanted to make sure it made sense.
What's Joe's name?
Joe Howes.
He was great. I mean, he...
Are you asking what the character... Did you just ask Joe what Joe's name was? Are you asking for his character name or the actor's
The actor's name.
Joe
Last name?
Howes.
Yes. I want him to get proper credit
His
here.
character is Barfly.
I just noticed that when we did our Cheers thing, we did like a Lone Star commercial because both,
Both the labels are
both
facing
the
out.
labels are facing out.
You hear that, Michael A? The labels are facing out. Dr. Thunder much? Fun fact, that is actually a key to a condo I used to live in.
All right.
My first couple years of undergrad.
I thought it might be the key to Joe's back door. Wait.
Whoa! And look, we both run the opposite way. That was ad-libbed.
Yes, it was. It was hilarious.
In our first take, we did that, and I was like, oh, we should keep that. And of course, we shot the interior of the
Crossing
bar
from that to here took forever because we kept running into people.
Yeah, because there was so much traffic.
Yeah.
And of course, here we see the battery is low, so you're like, well, crap.
Avery, we just took Avery skating there last weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I didn't. Joey did. But anyway.
But see, you see the battery. Oh, look, far left. You can actually see the rink owner kneeling down, dealing with stuff. But it's just cropped out of frame. You can't, unless you catch it. He wasn't moving, so it doesn't necessarily look like a person. But anyway, you see the low battery indicator light. So you're thinking, oh no. But the scene is so long, it goes on for so long. Hopefully, you as an audience member forget that, so that when we see it go out at the end, you're like, damn it!
How many times are we going to have to do this before we realize that we are never, ever going to get you to Taylor Swift?
Like ever.
Ha ha. That's the only Taylor Swift reference slash joke that I got without having to have it explained to me. All of the rest of them, Travis had to explain to me.
We don't like what we do together anymore.
I think that's heartbreaking and beautiful.
Me too.
It's
Your
great.
job, my job. Just gonna have to figure that out. Maybe that's what this has always been about. Just
I think they opened a business. I think, well, in an early draft of the script, we actually did do that. Like, we should talk about the ending because we had 3 different endings. Like,
Was hotly debated.
yeah, I mean, and that was always the problem in writing a sequel is, well, how do you end it without them meeting Taylor Swift? And are we going to get Taylor Swift to make it, to do this? Are we going to try and like catch her somewhere and hope she does something that we could use as an ending? So
We tried actually stalking her. It didn't work.
yeah, so I wrote an ending in which they meet her and have a lengthy conversation with her, and it's hilarious, I assure you.
Well, yeah.
But it would have required Taylor Swift. And then there was an ending where it was very like they don't meet her, but they go on. They're united in their push to meet. Like they're just sort of unified, and they go on this social media crusade. And Kurt said that's absolute crap, and I said okay.
And I was not wrong.
No, I agree. That was a bad idea. So this was the 3rd version of the ending, and I think it works because we knew we couldn't end it like the first movie, where they don't meet her, but we didn't know how to meet her. So this movie kind of accomplishes both.
Yes, it's
Because your characters meet her, but you as an audience don't get the
Don't get to meet her,
satisfaction
yeah.
of meeting her.
true. Now, way to ruin the end. God, we're not there yet.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler alert.
Now, Jeff, let me ask you a question. Don't you feel like in this scene, after a while, like we should be playing ice castles in the sky or something?
Now see, here's the thing. Kurt is actually a wonderful skater. As you can
I
see.
do
Really
not.
did play hockey. And I had asked Jeff, I said, Jeff, do you want me to work you into the scene? He's like, yeah, more screen time. I'd love to be in this scene. I'm like, Jeff, do you want to skate? Like, can you skate? He's like, oh, it's not going to be a problem. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Then we get that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't fake, by the way.
Yeah,
None
like-
of Jeff's skating is fake.
Guys, wait up! Yeah, also not acting. And that's the extent of Jeff in the cut of the movie, because Jeff apparently cannot skate.
I
No,
love
he
this
cannot.
part. This is my favorite part.
Because this is the hockey,
No, I like the idea that the brothers have decided, let's do this thing. Let's play. You're playing goalie. You found the mask. I mean,
Yeah, see,
it's a
that's why
very
I like it as well.
bonding moment.
Yeah, I
think.
like it as well. And I
I mean,
like it
it was
because
fun to play hockey too, but
And I like it because it's an homage. We didn't talk about hockey as much in this movie, but it's an homage to the first one.
yeah.
It's the idea that these two brothers really do care
Which is why
about each
I wore
other.
that hat. It's the same hat from the first movie.
Yeah. But again, this idea that these brothers really do care about each other.
And here's our friend.
And of course,
Douchebag PA.
And of course, in the first, I think he only had 2 coffee cups in Austin. Now he's up to 4.
It's awesome.
The only blooper that's really worth a blooper is when he drops there's a take where he turns and he drops all these cups, and it's quite hilarious. And he has this great ad-libbed moment of, he points to Irwin and is like, your fault!
got those bags of ice we were looking for? I'm gonna need you guys.
And this was several takes to get there's a lot of, it's a complicated shot, there's a lot going
Now,
on, it's timing specific.
Here's what no one notices. but I have a toothpick in this shot that I have not had at all for any of the other parts of the movie.
Well, it was on the skate floor.
Oh.
Oh, and of course he's not wearing his Ellen bracelet in this either. That's what bugs me.
Yeah.
Nice cup stacking, Tyler. That's really brilliant.
Yeah,
oh, and
Tyler.
Taylor Swift likes Starbucks. That's why it had to be Starbucks cups.
Who doesn't like Starbucks?
Me.
Oh.
Sorry, Starbucks. I don't like coffee in general, to be fair.
Alright, so it's not Starbucks, it's coffee. I love you, Starbucks, and you can send me free stuff anytime you want.
And this was great at the premiere because it got with.
Oh my god, as soon as that battery thing came on, everyone's like, no!
Which was exactly what I wanted.
And this chick tripped me out because it was like looking at Taylor Swift.
It is Taylor Swift.
There you
Okay.
go. And we met her.
We did. And see, and okay. And
Are there any hidden letters in
yeah,
this
there's
one?
capital letters in this one too.
Alright, hold on. F, U,
And this
C.
is another.
Oh no.
This is another Luke Ash song, Denton and Luke. We used it's more of Denton and Luke stuff, which I loved that they let us use their stuff again. So it really helps these two movies be one, and that's what we consider this movie to be. The second part of, we consider both of them a whole rather than one and two. It's the second part of the same story, and the conclusion. They're a little more spread out. I confess.
What was the first one?
It was an F.
Oh, F. Courtney Murphy. Sorry.
Jeff's on his phone again. See, very special thanks to Taylor Swift.
I like how
she
you
was right
pretend
there.
like there was, yeah.
It was her. It was.
Sorry, yeah, it was her. It was totally her. She's awesome.
Look, there's a letter.
I take back everything I ever said about you, Taylor.
do you know
you were
what-
great that day.
Do you know what the word is yet?
I have no idea. Fa.
Yeah.
So far the word is
so
fa.
far the word is
Technically speaking, right now the word is fa.
fa. More of Luke's great stuff. And see, thank you, Jesse, for doing those wonderful sitar versions.
I.
Aye. So, there you go. So what is it now?
Fi.
Yes, we have an Irish message going on
Finn?
with this one.
Or do we have an N?
T.
Yep.
Fit?
Come on, keep going.
What
Sasha
is it?
Marie Williams is my cat. She was the kitten button. She was the cat on the kitten button. Fun fact.
F-A-I.
T.
T.
Oh, come on. It should be obvious at this point.
H. Faith.
Oh!
Ah.
The top 10 rejected Taylor Swift song lyrics.
Oh my
I love
God,
these
love
guys.
Those three.
Cause I see sparks.
And let me just say this: reading these on the page, I would have bet my entire amount of money that these would not work. But these,
But at the premiere?
but these three. Well, and look, just based on the words, I still don't think they work. These three girls
Save the bad writing.
Holy crap! Because as soon as we're sitting there watching the premiere, I was like, oh god, here comes this crappy part. These three saved this writing. I'm sorry, Travis, but I was like, these aren't funny until these three
And
did
even
them.
I will admit, I was really nervous about the of Colleen there, like of her character's lines, because this joke of she can't think one up. I was like, Travis, you can get away with that once, but doing it twice, let alone 3 times, it's just not going to be funny. It's one of the
Comedy
fu-
happens in threes.
It's the funniest thing of the whole sequence.
That's it,
I think.
because comedy happens in threes.
Of course, my favorite is still number 4, the Back to the Future line, because it's targeting Taylor Swift and Back to the Future fans. It's a
Yes,
very,
and all
it's
two
a
of them
very-
laughed.
It's a very narrow.
Travis and the other guy laughed.
That
at
was
the-
me.
Yeah.
And asked for milk.
But see, here we reference a Taylor Swift Christmas song. That's new. That's
Yeah, but nobody cares about the Christmas song. They're laughing at the fact that she can't think one up, and it's hilarious.
That don't impress me.
In fact, I've posted a link to this on Taylor's forums on her website, and they're all like, "This is that poor girl. Like, she's so awkward."
It's perfect.
Like they don't necessarily get that it's a movie, so they're like, "Oh my god, these girls are awesome. Those are so funny."
They're hilarious.
Number 3.
I still like Trouble when she randomly pulls out
the Trouble.
Trouble out of thin air. Pop up.
Number 2. Sweet.
I like this one the best.
I like this one.
Like I'm like kudos to Colleen for pulling this off.
And I'm like,
Hey.
and what are you doing?
Like best part.
About to watch Wizards of Waverly Place?
There's our Selena Gomez reference because they're buddies.
Never mind. Gotta go sharpen some pencils.
glad you're abused.
Oh God, that's funny. And what?
Use your words.
I can't. I don't know her name.
You gonna go lefty, righty, middle?
The middle.
They're always sitting in the
The
same
one in the
places.
middle. The one in the middle.
Loretta is her character name.
Loretta. Oh my God, she's so fantastically psychotic.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Hey.
Wait, one more joke.
That was so fun.
That's a reference to Stay! Stay, stay.